Love Under Pressure. From James Blunt, it's Wayne with you this morning, and we have a look at our topic of the day with Rikki Lambert. And Rikki, this one is a Rolls Royce of a decision.
Yeah, it certainly is. I brought it on the Flow News 24 bulletins across the network because don't usually bring a lot of world news, but I thought this one is too good not to bring to our audience, especially those sitting on top of piles of uranium.
It is, because it is where the UK have decided that they will work with Rolls Royce in developing a $500 million nuclear reactor. This is a small modular nuclear reactor. They say that it won't be just one that will be developed, but they believe it will help England get to its net zero carbon dioxide emissions. And these reactors take about 2 soccer pitches, and I know, Rikki, you play the world game, so they're not really large pieces of land that are going to be required to place one of these small modular reactors.
No, they don't have a large footprint at all. And as I mentioned in the Flow News 24 bulletins, the relevance for Australia is that the Morrison government's net zero roadmap, there's a popular term in politics these days, roadmap, includes future technologies which could include this very small modular reactor that the UK government has commissioned Rolls Royce to develop.
Well, it's a Rolls Royce of a project which could create 40,000 jobs. And this is something that then takes it elsewhere, because there is the green energy revolution that they talk about over there, and then they also refer to the ability for this particular reactor to create green hydrogen production, use synthetic aviation fuel in its production, and to be used in arid regions for desalination of water.
That last comment, Wayne, is very exciting. The idea that we could desalinate seawater and turn the arid regions green and create horticulture and agriculture in our regions is incredibly exciting, and exactly why people have been talking about the possibility of small modular reactors, say for South Australia and its arid regions. It could be an absolute game changer for our country.
Well, it's interesting because Prime Minister Scott Morrison yesterday, when he was in Newcastle, talked about green energy with hydrogen production and the possibility of a number of regional centres being locations for hydrogen production. This to me then adds a new question. If we're going to have that production, surely we are going to need some power source to be able to split the atom. And in effect, this seems to be the answer.
Well, it does, and it comes back to the frustration Australians have with the Australian Greens Party, who absolutely swore off of nuclear energy for decades. If the climate emergency, as they now describe it, was so urgent, this was one way to get to a zero emissions technology a lot faster, but they absolutely refused to go there. They wanted to go for wind and solar instead, whereas neither of those are able to provide the baseload power, and batteries are not environmentally friendly themselves when it comes to the minerals required for them.
It's an interesting one, because now we have a situation, and we've said it on this program a number of times, and you and I have had this discussion on air a number of times, that where is the member for Grey when it comes to nuclear power? He will say that he believes in it, but he'll just say, the Labor Party will knock it back. Is it not enough to then not be calling a summit of people to actually discuss this, given we have the nuclear power in his electorate at Roxby Downs? We have the nuclear, if you like, capability. We don't have the nuclear power yet, but we have the capability. We have the steel manufacturer at Whyalla. We have arid regions and the possibility, there was already a proposal for a desalination plant there. Surely we bring the whole lot of this together, and Rowan Ramsey gets this project off the ground, because as we know, we can use the waste of the rods from hospitals in these small modular nuclear reactors.
Well, people who want to lead debates are few and far between in politics, plenty that want to follow. I think the member for Grey needs to apply some grey matter to this question of green hydrogen that he talks about. Maybe he needs to apply a shade of yellow to get green hydrogen off the ground.
Well, it may be that there's too many silver shadows overriding a Rolls-Royce type of program. And that might even be those old ones from the past that have been in the Parliament for those many years that had a view that they didn't want to rock the boat when it came to nuclear energy based on outdated views of it. And so therefore we are not moving forward in a program where England are way in front of us. I mean, AUKUS, when we talk about submarines, maybe we need the English over here again to sort out our nuclear problem.